Welcome to the Beechgrove garden. We've got a wheen of things in tonight's programme. Jim McCurdy's back from Furness in Argyll. We'll be doing some summer pruning of apple trees and also looking at some of the diseases to which they're prone. We're planting a couple of trees in a suburban garden, and I've been to see our national heather collection at Perth. There are 18 acres of beautifully landscaped gardens at Cherrybank in Perth, and a vast range of shrubs and trees. But pride of place goes to the Bell's National Heather Collection. Norrie Robertson's the head gardener, responsible for Britain's biggest collection of heathers.
We've got 730 varieties in the garden here.
730?
Yes.
So you must have every heather there is?
Oh, no. There's 1,300 varieties.
1,300?
If you can find them all.
Gee.
But it's very difficult now. We've got to 730, as I say, and it's getting very, very difficult now to find them.
You're getting soaked as well. Have you not got a scone you could put on?
I think I'll put my hat on it.
I think so. Are they peculiar to Scotland, heathers?
No, you'll get heathers. You get heathers all over the world, Australia, America, Mediterranean, South Africa. But South African ones won't grow in Scotland. It's just the wrong climate for them.
Right?
Yes.
Now, am I right in saying that you can break them down into different kinds of heathers?
Oh, yes. You've got the carnias flowering in January through to mid-March, April. Overlap to eriginas and darwienses. Then this time of year you're coming on to your tetralixes are beginning to flower, your debosias, then you got your vegans, your cineraeas, and then right through coming in August, September, your calunus, which is your common Scotch heather, which grows in the hillside and acres, and that takes you right through the year.
In fact, if you have a heather garden, you can have some of them bloom at every time of the year.
There's heathers will bloom every month of the year, every month. And if you haven't got flowers on them, you've got coloured foliage.
I mean, talking of coloured foliage, isn't that just a picture, isn't it?
Mrs. Pat, Calino vulgaris, Mrs. Pat, absolutely superb.
That's not the bloom, that's the foliage.
That is the foliage, and the foliage is like that most of the year.
And then a bit deeper, you mentioned that one there. What's that one?
That is a Debosia cantabrica. That's William Buchanan. That deep purple, flowers very similar to a hollyhock, as the bells drop off before they're withered. And they drop off and they'll lie like that right through the whole summer, just like that. And you've got them, always drop off before the wither, just quite heavily.
And so that's it then? I mean, they don't have a long flowering season?
Oh no, they'll flower right through till we get frost in October. It's just like a hollyhock. As each bell drops off the bottom, another one comes on the top. So you've got continuous flowering right through the whole season.
Is that right?
And it gets just a complete carpet of bells in the ground, and they're very, very slow to lose their colour.
Is that
when they're
so?
lying on the ground, yes.
And that's the normal size, or are they?
They should be a lot bigger than that, but with the way the weather is this year, being so cold, and we're just getting no enough rain, and now we're getting too much of it, I think.
I think it's true to say that in a day like this, the bells are ringing.
Exactly, right there.
Now, is that the much sought after lucky white heather?
No, that's not the lucky white heather. That's Loch Turret. That was found up at Crieff.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's very nice. It's no full out yet. It's just beginning to come out now, but it's coming there. It's coming.
There's nothing to beat a wee bit of white heather in a buttonhole or a bride's bouquet.
Well, certainly, and heather freezes superbly for that if you want to save the good white heathers.
No.
Yes.
That's lovely, isn't it? Nice and compact.
That's J.H. Hamilton, very small, dwarf growing one, good ground cover, double pink flower, needs very little attention. Any pruning you would do on it would just be immediately after the flower, and you would cut 2/3 of the flowering growth off. You would cut it down, you know. Never going into brown wood.
So it's like broom in that respect?
Exactly. But I would never prune carnias, contrary to what Carol says.
Would you not?
No, carnias should never be pruned.
Do they not get too leggy?
No, I've got them here 20-year-old, and they're only about 7 inches high.
So just a light trim if you have to get them?
A light trim.
You know, Norrie, I've heard so much about the gardens here, but I thought it was just heathers.
Oh, no, we've got 67,000 shrubs in the garden here, and 1,700 trees, and a lot of different other kinds of herbaceous stuff.
Including the irises.
They've done very well this year, actually. It's the best flowers we've had in them for years, actually.
It's very Japanesey, this, isn't it?
It is. That's a nice bit in here, yes.
It's lovely. Yeah. This is very moss-like, isn't it?
This is fox inanna, very compact, almost like a pin cushion.
It is, isn't it?
It's ideal heather for growing in a rock garden. It's one of the few heathers that you can actually grow individually. If you're planting other heathers, you should plant them in multiples of 3s or 5s or 9s.
Why that?
It just gives you a nicer size of a group. And you can always do it in a small garden. And never, ever plant in straight lines.
Never in straight lines?
Never in straight lines. Always have them mixed about.
Now, these are grown for the foliage, as you say, not for the flower.
Where?
Is that the same over there?
This one,
different.
this one over here, Bill, is very similar, but only it's bronzier coloured. This one's velvet dome.
Velvet dome?
Velvet dome.
It's like a wheen of hedgehogs.
It is. It's a really good plant.
It is. And I see the secret of your success here is straight into peat.
No. The peat is only on the top for a mulch.
No.
Yeah. What the heathers are basically growing in here is sharp sand. We incorporate loads of soft, sharp sand into the soil to get the beds up to this height, and just the peat is basically on the top as a mulch. There is a slight amount of peat incorporated in through the mixing up.
But
when we're
sand
digging
for drainage?
Sand, because they like a free rooting area.
You know, Norrie, many of the heathers here, they look the same. There are just subtle differences between each. I mean, that one there, for example, looks very similar, doesn't it?
That's Humpty Dumpty. Very similar, but totally different. Different growth habit and everything. More flat panned, where that one over there was domed.
Yes.
Different colour. Again, there is no flowers on it, but just almost like a miniature conifer.
It is, isn't it?
Ideal again for a rock garden.
Now, I'm not the first person you've shown around the gardens. How many people have you had this year so far?
We've had over 10,000 visitors this year, since the gardens opened this year.
So when are you open? What days?
We're open 7 days a week, from 9 to 5 every day. Open from May till October.
Until October?
Yeah.
And entry is free?
Entry is free, yes.
There's obviously a lot of work going into the planning, and obviously a lot of work in the growing as well.
That is.
It's been great to be shown around. Thanks very much indeed.
Right. Thank you, Will.